This video was developed in conjunction with an emergency readiness conference held in Bismarck, North Dakota in April of 2010. The personal stories and experiences shared by self-advocates were collected during closed interviews at the conference with the intention of creating awareness of emergency preparedness for people with disabilities and educating on the importance of personal preparedness for all. Emergencies affect everyone, including those with disabilities. They are unpredictable, and the best defense against catastrophe is being prepared. Emergencies in North Dakota can include winter storms and extreme cold, flooding, thunderstorms, tornadoes, fire, pandemics, and others. Regardless of the emergency, being prepared can provide individuals with security in a time of uncertainty. Many individuals in North Dakota have experienced a variety of emergency situations.
We just had a lot of flooding and stuff last year and stuff like that. I missed a few days of work at that time.
I heard my brother called my dad, said tornado is coming. We watch in the sky, foaming. Then we get in the bathrooms right away.
Last year, in the flood of last year, where we had to go to a shelter to work with it.
I mean, they didn't give us a warning ahead of time. We were in bed and you had to hurry up and get up. Didn't even have nothing packed or anything.
My grandpa and my grandpa have a house flood.
Oftentimes, people with disabilities are left out of the planning process when it comes to preparing for emergency situations. Unfortunately, this can be a major source of frustration. It can also result with inadequate or no plans at all for individuals with disabilities. Let's hear from some self-advocates on how they felt in a time of disaster.
I get scared and I don't know what to do. I panic.
It made us angry, nervous.
I just get kind of worried.
I ended up having anxiety and panic things. And I don't know what to do.
Scary. This is my first time in a tornado. What?
As you can tell, these self-advocates felt unprepared and even helpless when facing an emergency. Let's take those lessons and get ready for an emergency. The first step in preparing is becoming informed about the different types of emergencies that can affect North Dakota. Our state is diverse and brings new challenges every season, and that is why you must become prepared for an array of emergencies. North Dakota is no stranger to winter storms and extreme cold. These storms can bring many dangerous forms of precipitation, including sleet, which is rain that turns to ice before reaching the ground, freezing rain, and snow. All of these can create dangerous walking and driving conditions. Radio and TV can notify you of a winter storm watch. A watch means a storm is possible in your area, while a winter storm warning means that a storm is happening or will soon happen. During a winter storm, avoid traveling and stay indoors. The next type of disaster that occurs in our state is flooding, which is especially common in North Dakota. Some floods develop slowly over several days, and others can happen in a moment's notice, such as when a levee breaks. It is important to know the risks in your area, particularly if you live in a low-lying area near large bodies of water, like a river or lake. Flooding is a serious threat to many in our state. Let's listen to a few accounts of self-advocates who have dealt with this disaster in the past.
since there was more stress, it was hard to get the brain to function that a little bit better. I had a cat as a companion. All my closest friends all had family there, so they left like a week before or 3 or 4 days before. It was down to the last, I think it broke at 10 in the morning, 10 or 11. It just flooded the banks, and there was like 2 feet of water come rushing down Cherry Street.
Well, it was 97 when I dealt with flooding. I didn't get, where I lived, I didn't get flooded, but I was out in sandbed and everything.
Well, after I woke up, I had to hurry up and put some clothes in the suitcase and make sure we had our medicines with us. And they took us downstairs because we live in an apartment. Took us downstairs and had a big truck or Salvation Army truck and took us over to the air base. And we had to stay there for the weekend. And they separated people with disability away from other people. We couldn't hardly talk to them or nothing.
Got a river, got this deep of water.
How deep?
This big deep of water
Oh
was
my goodness.
flooded.
Oh. Can you tell me about that when that happened?
Because why was top of water, they had sandbagged it.
Sandbags, huh?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, did you help out with that?
I helped out with it.
First off, that day, it was a last moment thing that it was really bad flood, and they decided to have some of us go. So where we went, okay, we had to go to the fairgrounds first to register to go to some different places. And I ended up in Mayville for a while, for a couple of days. Some went to Castleton and some went to Mayville. Some of the people from Southeast went we had to have shelters, especially the ones that lived at the Fargo High Rise. And that's right by the Red River. So all of them had to go.
As those stories suggested, it is very important to be prepared ahead of time because sometimes there is little warning. It is an excellent idea to have plans in a time of disaster, like a flood, so that you can maintain your independence and make decisions that work for you. Another type of emergency that can arise in North Dakota is a thunderstorm. Thunderstorms often develop under warm, humid conditions. They typically produce heavy rain, strong winds, lightning, and sometimes hail and flash flooding. A severe thunderstorm watch tells you that a thunderstorm is likely to occur. It is important to stay alert and pay attention for announcements on the radio or TV. If a severe thunderstorm warning is issued, then an actual storm has been spotted. It is important to take these warnings seriously because you may be in the path of a storm. If a thunderstorm is likely in your area, postpone outdoor activities and go inside a building. Thunderstorms also have the capability of producing tornadoes. Tornadoes are spinning funnel-shaped clouds that can produce winds up to 300 miles per hour. Typically, tornadoes occur near the edge of a thunderstorm. They develop very quickly, sometimes with no warning. It is important to notice warning signs of tornadoes. These can include an approaching storm, a dark sky, large hail, large, dark, low-to-the-ground clouds, and loud roaring. Tornadoes can hit without warning, causing a huge amount of damage. Let's hear from a self-advocate who recently lived through an F3 tornado in 2009.
And working, start working, and we have a tornado. Listen to the whistling, and everybody going in, or everybody working, to go in the locker room and tell everybody to wait to see when they're for us to go back to work. So everybody's staying and waiting for the lights back on, and nothing on. So the manager called the worker to tell us to told us to come in. Waiting for the light to come back on, and the light is not back on, so the told us to go home. So this is a tornado in Dickinson.
Bad.
What do you mean bad?
Houses, one house stand, another house gone, stand gone. I know my family had a lot of damage. Garage pushing the bit, roof gone, the walkway, deal spent.
Tornadoes are one of nature's most devastating and unpredictable storms. Staying alert and being prepared can go far when dealing with these dangerous disasters. Another type of emergency is fire. Fires can happen anywhere at home, at work, and outdoors. Fires can spread quickly, with heat and smoke being just as dangerous as flames. To escape before a fire, make sure to install smoke alarms and make an escape plan. If a fire occurs, remember the basics. Check doors to make sure they are cool and crawl below smoke to escape. If you catch fire, make sure to stay calm and stop, drop, and roll. Contact the fire department and police as soon as possible. Though fire safety is something everyone has learned, it is important to refresh your memory because when dealing with an emergency, it is easy to forget. Let's see if conference participants have any advice to share.
To learn how to get a hold of a fire department, or like you guys, or get a number and that stuff to get more information that some people don't have.
You asked a fireman.
Oh yeah, what did he do?
He helped me take a fire out.
When there's a fire, they put like a cookie sheet or a cover over it. But if it's too high, don't do anything, go outside.
And then what do you do?
Call 911.
There are always new things to learn when it comes to dealing with an emergency, like a fire. Staying calm and practicing your escape route is especially important.